a single one.
It is the least welcoming progressive environment on earth. So if John Farrell's missed that, he's been in baseball a long time. You see, I just can't believe he said that. So anyway.
Well, look, it was mishandled from every aspect yesterday. But that's a sidebar.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's a sidebar.
That's kind of a procedural issue here, but
yeah.
But it's part of the reason people feel the way they do, because I think they did sit there and listen to, Yunel Escobar's struggle to explain the inexplicable, and we still don't know, kind of why he did it, and who it was directed at, and whether he thought it was, if it was, and was anybody else in it.
Well,
if you're doing it, if it's a joke, Bob, if you're doing it as kind of a yuck, you probably shared that with some of your buddies, didn't you?
Yeah, I said this with callers in the last hour. I mean, there's a whole bunch of points that, as you think about things, they come up. And Farrell in there tried to dismiss not noticing what Yunel had written on his eye black by saying, well, he does that regularly and he has inspirational messages and whatever. I don't know exactly what.
You know what's weird about that? There were people here, because I know that, and I'm sure they were doing it elsewhere, going through images from other games and film from other games.
Trying to find those?
They couldn't find anything.
Couldn't find anything.
No. Now, I guess he's done it at least once, but it's not like he does it every day.
Well, so I tried to put into context, what does that exactly mean? And so here's where I came back to it. But nonetheless, why do you allow any player to put anything on his face or body? What if he'd written it on his sleeve instead of in the eye black? Would that have been acceptable? I don't think so. So this whole excuse about, well, we didn't think anything of it because we didn't know what it meant. We didn't pay any attention because he's done it before. Really? And you let him do it before?
Yeah, that part's on, and I think Don was on that a little bit as well.
Well, it makes no sense whatsoever. Like the whole news conference yesterday was senseless. It reeked of a cover-up.
Yeah, well, except that's a pretty bad cover-up. There's a pretty inept cover-up. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, they botched it. I said before, it's a clown show. Because they botched it. But if you go back, I mean, everybody but Alex was trying to stay on message, which was the guy's been fined or is losing his pay, and we're going to try and give the money to a good cause. And I'm okay with that, although I have issues to some extent with that. But that's the least of them. Meanwhile, Yunel is there spewing all kinds of just ridiculous, indecipherable nonsense, and John Farrell isn't helping anything with what he's done.
So the one day after thing I would say is that, and a couple of people suggested this in different places, but I think there's some truth to it, is that part of the very strong reaction that's coming from, the fan base.
We started basically with a blank slate.
Pretty close.
And I think we both agree that what he did wasn't just a bad choice, wasn't just a mistake. It was pretty serious. He reflects badly on his teammates,
yeah,
the Toronto Blue Jays, Rogers, and the city of Toronto.
Yep, I can't argue with anything. And again, without standing on a mountaintop and preaching, I can't argue with any of it. You don't have to get on a mountaintop.
And here's what's clear for those of you who are sitting at home and throwing things at the television instead of the radio because you disagree with our position. There's never going to be an issue where everybody is on one side. There will always be dissenting viewpoint. And I understand there's a dissenting viewpoint on this issue. I've seen people say he should have